Hello, welcome along to a brand new Chairboys Live. My name's Dan Simpson. Thank you for spending the build-up with us and my long hair as I look less like Dom Gape and more like Gail Platt. There's a reference for everyone in the worldwide Wycombe phenomenon. Thank you so much. It's a big game today. Wycombe head back down the M4 for the second time in 7 days. And it's still on. Maybe 24th in the league, but the hope is still there. You remember we said before the Bristol match that really to have any chance of staying up, we need to win all 4 games that are left, and we ticked the first box in that mission with a stunning second half comeback and the beast, the legend, Adebayo saving his first goal of the championship in his history for the last moments and right when we needed him and right when we needed it most. And remember, we really need to win today, but one of our finest performances, I think, of the whole season came at the very end of last year when Cardiff came to Adams Park. And I thought we really ripped through them at points. It was a stunning game. That was Neil Harris's Cardiff, though. Today we've got Mick McCarthy's Cardiff, and Mick McCarthy's teams are always very well drilled, very tough, very robust. I think we're in for a busy, hopefully quite a creative afternoon. Thank you for spending it with us. We'll keep you busy for the next 25 minutes or so. Get your iFollow codes now over at wwfc.com. We've got loads on the way. We will cross live to the Cardiff City Stadium in just a sec. And we'll chat to Howard Jacobson about our current Chairboys Cardiff connection. Let's just run through the houses, see who we've got. Hello to Matty B, 1975. Thanks for joining us. To Daniel Summerfield as well. Hello to Stuart. Yes, lovely and sunny where we are, Stuart. Let's go again, the Mighty Blues. Hello to Robin Gardner as well. Thanks so much for watching us, Robin. And Hayden Williams is hoping for a JJ masterclass against Cardiff. Loads to keep you busy, as I say, for the next 25 minutes or so. Make sure you get your iFollow codes now over at wwfc.com. And I think we'll kick off remembering the stunning, memorable result of just a few days ago, Wednesday night. Wycombe needed all 3 points against Bristol City. And we left it kind of late, but a second half turnaround meant it's still on to save the season.
Come on, get it out, boys, boys!
Goal complete and wondrous score by number 20, Adebayo Akinfenwa.
Yeah, well.
Huge result that. We need to match that again today. We need a big away result. And it's got me thinking, I'd love to hear about other big Chairboys away results that you remember. Now, they don't all have to be as important as this one could be today. They don't all have to be, Bury in 2011 or Torquay, of course. They don't all have to be really important away results. But just if you remember any incredible away performances from the Blues, I'd love to hear about it. Stick it in the comments box if you can. While you do that, we will cross live to the Chairboys, to the Cardiff City Stadium. Alicia Bovey is there. Hey, Alicia.
Hello. How are you, Dan?
Yeah, very well. May I say, before you do the team news, fantastic work on the commentary recently, Alicia. I think a lot of Chairboys fans have been messaging me that. Not on my phone or anything, just online. Anyway, well done. Right. Well, you can see the team news just below. It looks to be the same starting 11. Can you talk us through it?
Yes, so exactly the same starting 11 as Wednesday night. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to chat with Gareth, but I think I know what he would have said. Obviously, that team has been extremely strong, and that three at the back seems to be working, so no reason to change it. And then the only change is in the substitutes. So Adebayo Akinfenwa is out with a bit of a knock, and Ryan Tapazoli is back in. So it's good to see him back on the bench. Obviously, a very strong defender that we could bring on if we need to, if things change. But yeah, very strong starting 11. And let's just hope for more of the same, I think.
No, you are much better on a football pitch than anyone else in the Wycombe media department. Just talk us through what you've made of the change that we've seen over the last few weeks. Since we've swapped to three at the back, we seem to be a lot better on the front foot. We move the ball a lot quicker along the floor. How are you seeing things with your experience actually as a player?
I think it was an interesting one. I mean, when we first went to three at the back, I was a bit sceptical. I think probably a lot of Wycombe fans were. It's quite a big change, and when you've been playing with the system for a long time, it can sort of take some adjustment. And I think we saw that in the first game where we played three at the back. But yeah, the boys have really settled into it, and I think it gives us something a bit more going forward, especially down the wings. Fred Onyedinma has been exceptional, both defensively and going forward. So yeah, I think it gives us something different, and it seems to be working against these teams, and it's working when we need to get results. So it has taken a little bit of getting used to, but I think the boys have adapted really well, and yeah, I mean it seems to be going well.
What do you make of Uche? He's playing with a partner up top, playing with Matchday. Do you like the idea of the classic little and large up front, two lads playing off each other? Is that something that you like to see in a football team?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I play normally with three up top, and yeah, it's good to have that sort of partnership, I think. And when you learn to play with someone and you sort of get used to it, that's when you become really dangerous. And I think this season, with Uche, I don't think we've got everything that we can out of him, just because players get used to playing with each other, and he is an exceptional player. Maybe give it, hopefully next season we'll see some more sort of link-ups. And Matchday, especially in the last few games, has been exceptional with his movement and sort of the through balls. And yeah, I think we're seeing it more, that partnership is a dangerous one. And when they link up well, that's when we score goals. So yeah, excellent. And I like that. I like that partnership. But obviously we've got options going forward, which Gareth has brought in. Obviously McCleary going forward, and obviously Scott Cashkit when he's available. We've got lots of players that can play in those positions, and it's about working them and finding the right partnerships, which seems to be working at the moment.
Let me just one last question, tap into your football experience. Wycombe have won 3 of the last 5. What's it like as a player when you are in a run of form, when things do seem to be just rolling for you? Can you kind of feel it out on the pitch?
Yeah, definitely, and I think the boys will definitely be feeling that. They've got everything to play for in these last few matches, and they know that they've got that good form. But at the same time, there's a lot to lose. If you're in good form and you feel that, obviously you're buzzed and you're really excited. But at the same time, you know that these other teams are going to be looking at you and saying, "Yeah, they've got good form, so yeah, they're going to want to beat us." But yeah, I think Wycombe as a team, they've always got that kind of belief and the enthusiasm. But yeah, when you've got the good form to back it up as well, it's only going to keep the boys up even more.
Amazing. Alicia, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the game. Right, Alicia Povey there from the Cardiff City Stadium. We'll cross back there in just a sec, probably just a few rows up from where Alicia was. First, let's just fly around the houses. I want to know about incredible away days that you have seen for the Chairboys. It doesn't need to be incredibly important. Doesn't need to be Torquay in 2014. Just really stunning, scintillating displays on someone else's pitch. Hayden Williams, I mean, obviously this is an important one. Chesterfield 1, Wycombe 2. Wycombe started out quite slowly in that game. I think that's kind of gone under the radar, but another stunning second half performance. Andy Rogers, I remember this one well. Charlton away in the League Cup. One of the greatest goals, I'm probably a bit of hyperbole here, but one of the greatest goals I've seen from a Chairboys player is that Easter goal. It's incredibly far out. He keeps his composure after the flick on from Mooney and just slots it into the corner. It really was stunning. Sue McLeod 2-1 at the Swamp at Colchester. Obviously fantastic. This is another important one from, I'll say Hazzy plays with that one. Wycombe Fleetwood last year with the big 4-1. And finally, Blake. Wycombe 3, Luton 2. Recently, we've not really done well at Kenilworth Road. So going there, Nathan Tyson slotting it under the keeper's legs for 3. That's the way things need to be done. Right, we're going to cross back to the Cardiff City Stadium now, and we'll chat to Matt Cecil, who's there for us. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Now, it's a very important away day for us today. We need to keep the pressure on Derby, and I think we could be relegated today. Just talk us through the permutations of what we need to do to keep this season alive.
Yeah, I think, look, we need to keep bettering Derby's results. You know, if they win one of their last 3, you know, our best case scenario would be that we need to overturn something like a 14-goal difference at the moment. So, you know, we're looking at their results, obviously, hoping that they can only pick up 2 points, I think, really, from the last 3 games, and that would enable us to leapfrog them if we can win all 3. So it's a massive ask, but we're in it. You know, Matchday 44, and Wycombe Wanderers have a chance of salvation, which, you know, after the first 7 games, when we were played 7, lost 7, you know, when we were, I think, coming back from Bristol City just after Christmas and looking well adrift of it, and, you know, and even recently, you know, losing home to Barnsley, I think, when we just sort of thought we were going to get back up and running after beating Preston, then, you know, 1 point from the next 2 games sort of left people in a bit of a slump over the international break. But we're the 3rd best form team, I think, in the division over the last 5 games, 10 points in that time. For us to, you know, better that now really and go and get 3 wins on the spin to finish the season, and against the calibre of teams we're playing in Cardiff, Bournemouth and Middlesbrough, would be a colossal achievement. But it's Gareth Ainsworth's Wycombe Wanderers. You know, we've seen them achieve unthinkable things in the past, and this club gets under your skin. It gets you believing. So yes, you know, it's maybe a little bit charge of the light brigade. We could be relegated today, or we could be 3 points off Derby with 2 to play. Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday in the mix as well, obviously. But these boys are fired up. They want to take it all the way to the end, a grandstand finale to the season, and see where it takes us.
We do have to rely on other teams. We're in that position. I've kind of kept my brain outside of it. I think it's so much effort to just focus on, you know, your own camp at times. How are Derby doing at the moment? They don't seem to be in terrific form from what I see online.
No, dreadful. You know, they beat us at our place with a goal that, you know, we had a goal disallowed 3-4 yards onside, probably Darryl Vaughan. They were atrocious that night. Wayne Rooney acknowledged it afterwards. You know, they'd have been lucky to get 1 point, let alone all 3. And it was that last-minute goal that now, when you look at it, you know, what a killer in terms of the league table, and at their place as well. You know, they got the first half lead and they were the better team in the first half. They fell apart atrociously second half. We were all over them, nearly won it in the last minute. And again, those fine margins, you know, if Gareth McCleary's shot bounces over the line rather than just before it, the league table would look different now. But ifs, buts and maybes don't help anyone. We can just take heart from how bad Derby have been, the decline that they're in, 3-0 loss at Preston in midweek. just screams something's not right there. Now, their results, their fixtures, I think they've got Birmingham at home today. They finish at home to Sheffield Wednesday. I can't remember the away game they've got in between that. That they need one win to guarantee pretty much finishing above us. They could potentially catch Huddersfield as well, and maybe a couple of other teams. But if they turn up for one game, they'll see themselves safe. Probably. We just need to hope that they continue to be as bad as they have been, because we need favours, as you said.
So a best case scenario for us would be Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, Derby, all losing every game apart from Sheffield Wednesday winning the last game at Derby.
I think we could take a point in that game. If we go and get 9 points, then we can afford Derby getting 1 or 2, I think. But you can send yourself in a spin looking at the league table. Focus on each game as it comes, and it's just great seeing Wycombe Wanderers going out and attacking against Championship, possibly even Premier League quality sides. Swansea last week. What a performance from Wycombe Wanderers! And look at the difference between Swansea leaving us chasing shadows in October at our place, and when we lost 2-0 and didn't really lay a glove on them, to go in there absolutely taking the game to them and being unlucky to come away with just 1 point in the end. So the evolution of this team has been really, really enjoyable to see, a privilege to be a part of. And whatever the outcome of this season, we'll stand and applaud, take our hats off to this bunch, full well knowing that next season we're going to be in a strong position on and off the pitch. But we don't want to talk about next season yet, because we've got 3 wins in us that we believe that we can achieve, and it might be enough.
Well, just very quickly, let's talk about next season, just for 1 second. Let me take you back to 12 years ago now. Wycombe get promoted under Peter Taylor. It's an absolute damp squib of a final game. We lose the match, we kind of limp over the line. It's the most half-hearted pitch invasion you've ever seen. And we go into the new league with no confidence. There's no feeling in the camp at all. What's amazing is this time around, we're at the foot of the table. And the team spirit that you've seen with Wycombe is much better than a promoted side. That's the link I'm making. You spend a lot more time at Adams Park and kind of around the training ground than many other people. How is it in the camp? How does it feel from your side of things?
I think when you talk about team spirit, you can see a club spirit as well, and the support that we feel and what we see online. But if people pop down to the club, and we see people in the shop this week saying exactly the same thing, they're full of love for this club and for the people in it. And we're having a better season really than a lot of Championship teams. It seems weird to say that, but you can see the gloom at Derby, and clubs like Preston and Blackburn are so underwhelmed by their efforts this season. Stoke are going to finish well off where their fans think they should be. Cardiff today, they're going to finish outside the playoffs, and pretty a mediocre season for them. We're proud of the season that we've had, and I think for a long time Gareth and Dobbo and the players have been pushing a really big rock up a really steep hill, and this season that rock's got heavier, the hill's got steeper, and the fans and the people around the club, rather than chipping away at the people, they've been chipping away at that rock, and they've been trying to just collectively make it easier, just giving that club that support to try and achieve what nobody thought they had any right to achieve. And I think that's been amazing, that there's not been the axes out for the manager, there's not been heavy criticism of the players. There's been this acceptance, this understanding, this appreciation that this team are given absolutely everything in every single game. We're being outplayed in some, we're being unfortunate with some decisions in some. Recently we've been getting the rewards that the team deserve, and so there's no doom and gloom. The training ground, I don't get to see much of it because of the COVID restrictions, but it's not a bottom of the league changing room team spirit. It is bouncing, it is they are hugging each other, they are loving the work ethic that everybody puts in, they're helping each other improve, they're helping the team improve, and they've got absolutely nothing to be ashamed about this season. Yes, we're bottom of the league, but it's been a huge effort. We're really proud of them, and continue to be, and will be next season for sure.
Lastly, I'm not sure if you've seen, but on Wednesday Adebayo Akinfenwa scored a pretty important goal. I'm not sure if you've heard about it online and on Twitter and on the radio. What a signing 5 years ago. Possibly the best in the club's history. He's absolutely transformed things in his time here since 2016. Just a few words for the big man from you, Seth.
Yeah, I think I was probably in the majority of fans who questioned the signing. I remember when Gareth rang me to tell me, and I was like, wow, I know he's a circus, not necessarily in a good or a bad way. I just knew that Akinfenwa would ruffle feathers and change a Wycombe identity a little bit. I wasn't sure about it, and I've massively been proved wrong. He's been an unbelievable signing. I think 2 days into being a Wycombe Wanderers player, we're in pre-season in France, and there was a bad tackle on Luke O'Nien. Bayo arrives from nowhere and stands up for his teammates. He picks up a French guy and throws him probably 30 yards along the pitch for putting in this bad tackle. And it was making that point, I think, that if you attack my team, you're attacking me. We're in this together. Pre-season friendly or championship relegation decider, Bayo Akinfenwa is going to give absolutely everything, and that epitomised it. And it was worrying because he came looking for me afterwards because he was nervous about what was going around. Because I think he was trending on Twitter and he was wondering what exactly the media reaction was. And I'll never forget the physio saying to me, "Cess, Bayo's looking for you and he's not happy." And this is 2 days into him signing for us, and I'm thinking I'm about to get a knuckle sandwich or something like that. But no, we've been I've loved working with Bayo. We all thought he'd be a 1-season wonder, then we all thought he'd be a 2-season wonder, and then a 3-season wonder. And the fact that he's still been going, got his goal the other night, and I'm sure he'll still have, it's unfortunate he's not involved today, but I'm sure he'll have another part to play in the final 2 games. And he's left an unbelievable legacy here, and we're thankful to have had him.
I mean, I remember seeing that, many other fans, because it's quite hard to keep track of a game that Wycombe are playing away in France against a fairly low-key team. There's not much streaming going on, and all you see is on the Twitter, Akinfenwa red. How has this happened in his first game? What an occasion that was. Listen, Seth, I'll let you go. You've got busy things to do. Thanks for joining us, mate. Right, what we got? Just over 20 minutes till kick-off. Very quickly, before we chat to someone who's going to let us know a bit more about some current Cardiff connections in the Chairboys squad. There's been a lot of talk about the European Super League. Not sure if you've seen this. Can't have missed it over the last week. I mean, it got me thinking, good job there's no history involved in those 12 teams, in the European Super League. If there was history, otherwise, Wycombe should have a chance. We did the double, you might remember, over one of the founding members. So let's look back at that now, 22 years ago today, when the Chairboys completed the league double against the probable Premier League champions this time around, Man City, up at Main Road.
He gets 3 City players colliding with him there. Ball down to brother-in-law Scott. Oh, it might get Baird through here. Andy Baird, and he gets tripped up. Must be a penalty, and it is. We've had about 36 minutes of the game, and he scores! Michael Simpson from the spot.
Brown picks it up, squeezes a lovely ball in, a great flick from Sean Devine. Andrew Baird, a wonderful finish to give Wycombe Wanderers a 1-0 lead. Really terrific football by Wycombe, and that lead thoroughly deserved. City look to set themselves going once more. Forsyth it is with his power header forward, flicked on by Andy Baird into the path of Devine, and suddenly it's 2-0 for Wycombe Wanderers. A tremendous goal from Devine this time, proving the front two really are worth their weight in gold. As substitute Alan Beaton rushes on with water to cool the red-hot feet, and the team gather to celebrate another tremendous goal by Sean Devine, giving Wanderers a 2-0 lead. As the ball's crossed in, you'll see that it's Gota who's up first and fires City back into it, reducing the arrears to 2-1 right on the half-time break. 2-1 they win, and really that does turn their season around and gives them every chance of survival now for 1999-2000.
Incredible result, right? Just shows you how much football's changed. So we've got 20 minutes left to go until kick-off. It's Chairboys Live. And we're going to cross to, I think, Cardiff now. Delighted to be joined on the show by JJ's dad, Howard Jacobson, back again. How are you, Howard?
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yes, very well. Thank you for joining us. Am I right? Are you in Cardiff right now?
I'm in Cardiff, yeah. So I got a message saying, do you fancy Chairboys Live this afternoon? I was in my car and halfway down the road towards the stadium, then realised it was going to be this instead. So, this is a great programme, but I'd prefer to be at the stadium for obvious reasons.
Oh, please, thank you for joining us. I mean, just talk us through what it means to have your boy playing at Cardiff City Stadium, your hometown stadium, after his history with the Bluebirds.
Obviously it's a really proud moment, but it's really sad as well not being able to be there. So when the fixtures came out, I thought by now we'll be watching live football again. So it's been 15 years since his debut there. So and he's never played there since. So they've never played. No, the teams he's played for has never played Cardiff City. So this is a really emotional day for us. And even more emotional that we're not there. And I've tried every way, honestly. Even my shovel broke last night. I was halfway through the Cardiff City car park trying to get in under the pitch to try and hide stuff in there, but didn't work. Tried everything.
Oh, that's such a shame, isn't it? That, as you say, that it's still going on. When the fixtures first came out, surely come April, you're going to be allowed to be in there. But listen, just. Wycombe coming to the end of the season now, your JJ has found kind of a new lease of life almost as in the back line of three. Just talk us through, I mean, what it means to you. You said it's an emotional day today, but just that your son's a championship footballer and pulling up trees while he's here as well.
Yeah, and I, because his game for Cardiff City, the first game he played was in the championship. So at that stage you think, right, okay, this is it now. And then things didn't quite work out. I think he got an injury and things happened. And then dropped down a division or two, and you think, oh, it's never going to happen. But personally, I always thought he was good enough. I know lots of people didn't think he was good enough for League One, and I think he proved them wrong. And I think he's had a really good season in the Championship. I think his stats are really up there. So I knew he could do it. And as far as playing in the back three is concerned, I know he played again right back 15 years ago or so. He played for the Wales under-23s against England as a centre back against a Bommelhor, I think, and Bommelhor was taken off at half time. So Wales absolutely battered them. He lost in the end, but they battered him. So he's played a couple of times at centre back. So it's, I think he's quite comfortable there. It looks pretty solid, doesn't it?
Yeah, Howard. Let me just. I want to look back to Wednesday. So JJ always on penalty duty for the chair boys. We get a penalty in the last minute. We think, oh, well, here's what's going to happen. Joe's going to put it down, going to dispatch it into the corner, as per, and he doesn't take it. How do you feel about being his dad, seeing him give up the ball for Akinfenwa?
I actually told him off last night. So we managed to see him at the hotel last night. I actually told him off and said, don't do that again. And he said, well, he got a bit of a whack on his knee just before, and Bayo hadn't scored all season. So he just, I think that's sort of, again, I was really proud of that, to hand that over. And I think Bayo was really appreciative as well. So it could have gone really wrong, but not with Bayo taking it. But it could have been wrong, really wrong. And I don't think the gaffer would be very pleased if that hadn't gone in.
No, I'll be honest. I think the knee niggle came afterwards as a nice little story. I think it was just. I mean, it shows the man, doesn't it, that he gave the ball to Akinfenwa. What a sign! What a sign of a Chairboys legend. Listen, how's the podcast going, JJ and his dad, Howard?
Yeah, well, we gave it a break for a little while because he was he had a few injuries, so he was spending a lot of time trying to get those injuries right. And trying to sort of set it up, so because we talk nearly every day, but trying to get the right time. Say, right, we're going to do this. I'll record at 8 o'clock. Trying to get that time right didn't really work. We couldn't do it for probably a couple of months really. And there's lots of games as well, wasn't there? The midweek games. And he said, I'm just too tired to do it tonight. Can we do it tomorrow? And so we did one last week, which was quite good. And that was after the Swansea game. So that was quite amusing because he phoned me and said, "Oh, we're just leaving the ground now," and my house is about 2 minutes from the motorway bridge. So I said, "Oh, I'll go up and stick." And he said, "Right, we're coming up now. So I'm waving at this coach, and it wasn't his coach. I had two coaches. By the time Joe came next, I was waving at the wrong coach. So that was quite amusing. So we spoke
always
about
the case
that in the podcast. So yeah, so we just took injuries, referees, results, things like that. So yeah,
amazing.
It's just a
That's
chat.
JJ.
That's
Brilliant. That's JJ and his dad, isn't it? Howard, lastly, I know you're in Cardiff. Your son plays in the Blue Quarters. Who are you following today?
Listen, well, I mean, I'm a massive Bluebirds fan, and so is he, obviously. So I've been going since I was 8 years old to see Cardiff City. So I'm a massive Cardiff fan. But whoever he plays for, I'm a JJ fan, and I want him to win. So it's got to be 3 points to us, and I think they're going to do it this afternoon. It's going to be a tough game. Very physical game, I think, but I'm always, up for. And Wycombe have now become my second team, of course, because they're just such an amazing club, amazing people. So it's got to be Wycombe, isn't it? Sorry, Blue, but I'll probably never be able to set outside my house again now I've said that.
It's all right. It's all right. It's a Wycombe stream. I can't imagine there are many Cardiff fans watching this, I'll be honest. Listen, Howard, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck today, mate.
All right, Andrew, thanks a lot.
Cheers, bye now. Stream a little bit iffy at the end, but thank you for persevering with that. And thank you for watching. Listen, just over 10 minutes till kickoff. Make sure you get your iFollow passes now. It's a must-win for the Blues. Need to do better than Derby today. We can still do this. 3 games left to play, 3 tough games as well. And as JJ's dad just said, I think we're in for a physical one this afternoon. And I hope it's sun shining wherever you are as well. That'll be a nice way to end this Saturday, I think. Get your iFollow passes now. It's wwfc.com. We will see you next time at home to Bournemouth. Until then, Cardiff away today. Come on the Chairboys.